Well, joining us now to have a look at a far more pleasant subject, South Africa's property sector, is Keillen Ndlovu, who's head of listed property funds at Stanlib. When you sent over some of the graphs on how properties performed, Keillen, it's really done particularly well over the last little while. And if you like, it's almost a decade now that property's been a top performer. Before we go into the specifics of the news that's been coming through, are people getting concerned that maybe the runners got to run out of steam sometime?
Well, actually, the results have been good. The income has been fairly solid, as we've seen recently in August. So there's probably not a big concern around income, and it's all been driven by income. That's an income story, basically. Yes, it has run, but we're fairly realistic on the assumptions going forward.
So with low interest rates, or the low interest rate environment we have around the world, that's not a bad situation to have some of your money in the property sector.
Still, yes. Income growth, we're looking at 8 to 8.5%, and property still yielding over 7%, 7.2, 7.3 thereabout. Still better than cash, and you're getting the growth.
What happens when interest rates rise?
Property prices come down. So that's why we're looking at about 7 to 8% total returns over the next 12 months, based on higher bond yields and higher interest rates.
Right. So there's a direct correlation.
That's right. Yeah. So it's a 90% correlation or relationship with the bond market.
The news flow has been very interesting. Growth Point this morning came out with its full year results, and also a cautionary announcement that it's going to do something, or maybe doing something with AccuCap. There's quite a lot of this corporate action going on. Maybe starting with Growth Point AccuCap.
Yeah, it's been interesting. They own 35%, almost 35% of AccuCap, and quite a big chunk of SciComm. So the intention, they issued a cautionary as well, is probably to take out AccuCap completely. And we've seen that in the sector that there's lots of that activity. It creates a bigger entity with critical mass and better liquidity as well. It fits in nicely in their portfolio. They're adding more retail into the portfolio, whereas it actually bought a big chunk of offices earlier in the year.
Why would AccuCap's share price go down so sharply this morning, though, in reaction? Down 5% today.
Well, I guess it's probably just market dynamics as well. The market has run quite a lot, and we're starting to see a bit of selling, a bit of profit taking as well.
So there could have been buy on the rumor, sell on the fact kind of thing there. Yeah. And then the redefined deal with Fountainhead, which never was consummated.
It was unfortunate.
What
actually. They got just under 72% support. Redefined couldn't vote on the transaction. There were one or two shareholders who were against the exchange ratio. They wanted more, and some didn't vote. So it's quite difficult. It's cost a lot of money for Fountainhead, and Redefine has to start the process all over again and look at the guys who did not vote or abstained or couldn't vote.
So there's always a winner in this, and I guess the lawyers and the investment bankers will be...
Yeah, it's actually very unfortunate for Fountainhead. Most of the Fountainhead unit holders, because it's 7-8 million NOK in terms of earnings, cost them 12 million last year. So I'd love to see that transaction happen. But we have to look at the bigger picture than just focusing on smaller issues around the ratios.
20 million bucks is what it's costing. Wow. And then the Texton results today?
That was earlier in the week. It's an office-focused fund, about 95% offices.
Yeah, where does it come from? I hadn't come across this one before.
It used to be called Vunani Property Fund.
Okay.
So they sold the management company, so Vunani is not there anymore. So they had to change the name. So it's a new beginning. 95% offices. They still achieved over 10% income growth, which is quite good, given that they've got big office exposure.
Was it a good thing for Vunani? We actually had Ethan Dube in here yesterday talking about his results, and clearly it's a very different company now without the property sector. Good thing for him to have done?
Well, I guess I don't understand the business very well, but probably it was the right time as well as them for them to take profits as well. As you mentioned, property has done quite well, and leave it to other guys to focus on.
Thanks, Keillen. Good talking with you. Keillen Ndlovu is the head of listed properties funds at Stanlib.